Hello sailors, and welcome back to the SeaCV resume channel. In this video, we are going to be looking at how much do entry-level deckhands make on different vessels throughout the maritime industry. Are you thinking about becoming a deckhand but not sure how much money you can make when you start? Whether it's offshore vessels, tugboats, merchant ships, or luxury superyachts, today we are diving into real-world earnings for entry-level deckhands across different industries. And now without further ado, let's sail into it. To start with, what is a deckhand and what jobs do they do? A deckhand is a general seafarer who performs maintenance, watches, and support tasks on board vessels. It is often the first position someone holds when starting a career at sea. Your duties will vary depending on the type of vessel. However, no matter where you start, deckhand jobs can lead to well-paid and exciting careers in the long run. Now, let's start to compare the money. Firstly, let's start off by looking at superyacht deckhands. This is one of the more popular and glamorous positions for a starter deckhand or worker at sea. If you are a green deckhand, you can expect to earn between $2,000 and $3,000 per month depending on the yacht size, whether it is charter or private, and the season with the yacht's location. Charter tips can also boost your monthly income by an extra $500 or even $2,000. This is especially during the Mediterranean or Caribbean seasons at their peak. Accommodation and food are often included, and you'll also often travel to luxury locations with high-paying guests or the owners themselves. Next up on the list are offshore supply vessels, or OSVs for short. Offshore supply vessels are also known as the workhorses of the oil and gas industry. The workload on these boats are much more physically demanding, involving hands-on and heavy loading jobs in different and wild weather conditions. Deckhands on offshore vessels can earn between $150 to $250 per day. This is equivalent to around $4,200 to $7,000 per month on a 28 days on, 28 days off rotation. Working offshore will mean that you will have to work long hours and be offshore away from land for weeks, but many seafarers love the extended time off and higher pay opportunities. Working offshore also opens doors to ROV operations, crane operations, and dynamic positioning careers later on. Next up on the list are tugboat deckhands. Tugboats are vessels which aid in towing at sea and guiding large ships into their berths in major ports. Working as a tug deckhand is a great option if a candidate wants to stay closer to shore and still have contact with the land now and again. You still have potential to go offshore with tugboats and the work will still be physically demanding. However, your time off land will not be as long as other vessels that go to sea for weeks. Most entry-level tugboat deckhands will typically make around $150 to $220 per day. This is roughly $4,000 to $6,600 per month. This is dependent on the location, union agreements, and shift patterns. Many tugs will run 12-hour shifts, sometimes in the port or harbour areas. This is a solid option for those who want a decent income with steady and structured work. Next up on the list are merchant ships. These include cargo, bulkers, and tankers. These are the vessels that will spend weeks or months at sea at a time. These are the vessels that are in the sub-industry known as the merchant navy. This is considered the backbone of global trade. Deckhands, or ordinary seamen, are in demand for positions on board these vessels. As an ordinary seaman on a merchant navy vessel, you can expect to earn around $1,200 to $2,000 per month. This is depending on the flag, company, and the route you are taking. Despite the low wage, you'll be spending around 3 to 9 months at sea per contract, where your food and accommodation will be provided free of charge. This will enable you to save more money in the long run. Mandatory courses such as SeaCV and other essentials may also likely be paid for by your company. One thing to note with working on Merchant Navy vessels is that your shore time or time on land is limited. Your career progression may also be slightly slower compared to working on yachts or offshore. However, for many nations, working on merchant ships offers stable employment and certification pathways in the long run. Next up on the list are ferries and passenger vessels. These are the vessels that transport people, cars, and sometimes are cruise liners that travel to exotic destinations. While not as much as the luxury yacht industry, you may still have to interact with people or customers on board. Deckhands on passenger vessels can earn anywhere from $2,000 to $3,500 per month, often working schedules such as 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. This is of course dependent on the company and the vessel you are working on. One of the perks about working on passenger vessels is that it is not as isolating as merchant ships. You will always have the company of people around, even on the cruise ships. While the pay may be slightly less, like with the Merchant Navy, it is likely you will have amenities provided, which is especially the case working on cruise ships. In this part of the video, we are now going to look at some of the main factors that will affect your pay rate as a deckhand. First, we have the vessel flag and company. Some companies pay much more than others depending on global location and type of work carried out. Secondly, we have certifications. As well as holding SeaCV and ENG1, extra tickets and endorsements can increase your starting pay. Thirdly, we have the type of vessel. Charter yachts and offshore vessels usually pay more than ferries or merchant ships. However, the work carried out on higher paying roles will be more demanding and physical at times. And fourthly, we have job rotations. Shorter rotations mean lower pay. Longer rotations usually mean a higher monthly income. This of course also factors in how much time you get on shore. As a final note, when applying for deckhand jobs, it is best recommended to ask about the type of work structure you'll be potentially doing. This will give you a great idea of what sort of work you'll be in for. To conclude this video, here are some insights to help you decide which vessels are best for you to work on. If you are looking for more travel, earning big tips, and enjoy working to high standards, try Superyachts. If you are looking for solid income and structure near shore or within coastal areas, go for tugboats or ferries. For those looking to work on cruise liners, please note that you'll be going over the ocean a lot more. If you enjoy a more hands-on physical role, high pay rewards and long time off, working offshore might be for you. If you are looking for long contracts and steady career progression, look at working on Merchant Navy ships. Wherever you start, being a deckhand is a great way to learn, earn, and explore the world that few have seen. Each maritime sector has its own paths for success and climbing the career ladder. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more maritime career weekly tips. Do leave a comment below if you have any feedback or questions. Until next time, stay safe and sail smart.